Hey guys, this is Don from keyboard.sh, and in this tutorial we'll do a replacement of our ABS keycaps on a Kinesis Advantage LF with PBT keycaps, which we are currently offering as an option on keyboard.sh. So the first thing we want to probably do is give a sound test of what the keyboard sounds like before and after replacing the keys. So here we go. So if you aren't familiar with the LF, it comes with Cherry MX Reds. The current model, which is the LFQ, comes with a more muted Cherry MX switch, and it's slightly more cushiony, whereas the existing LF model with the Cherry MX Reds is a bit more like a mechanical keyboard, more closer but smoother than the browns. This is an in-depth review, but if this is something anyone is interested in, leave a comment below and we'll have a more in-depth review future. So let's get with replacing the keycaps. So you should have received, or if you purchased your Kinesis, it should have come with a keycap puller. It's pretty standard fare. Let's start pulling off the keycaps from the board. So you want to put the keycap in, make sure it clicks, and slightly, once you hear that second click, you want to slightly wiggle it. You don't want to use too much force, and you'll see the keycap getting pulled off. So underneath you'll see the red switch. If you're looking at the LFQ, the switch will be pink versus a deep red. So just for info. So let's start moving the rows. So this is our row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4, and row 5. Just for those that have purchased the set and are looking at their baggies. And this would be the Thump Cluster itself. So let's remove all the keys from row 1. So once again, we're just gonna pull this off, each keycap one by one. Whoops, yeah, we'll let that go. And you can see I'm not applying too much force. If you can't get it through, don't force it, just use another angle to pull off the keycaps. So now we're about row 1's done. Let's move to the other side, and hopefully this will. Yeah, you guys might want to fast forward this. Maybe I'll remove this. But you want to make sure that it just clicks. And don't pull it off at a weird angle or you might damage the switch. So just make sure you hear 2 clicks and slightly wiggle. So if you can't get a grip, just make sure you wiggle it around a little bit until you hear the 2 clicks. That means the switch, the puller has made a connection between the top of the cap and the bottom of the cap. So let's do that. So oops, that was because it's plugged into my computer. So we just finished row 2. Let's start on row 3, which is the home row. So you should have received a labeled bag with home, and this is essentially the home row. And I also just made a mistake. These should actually be considered the side keywell and not the home. So it would be only these keycaps that are the home keywell. These are considered or labeled in the baggie as the side keycaps. So let's resume and continue to remove the home button. And excuse the beeping, it's because this keyboard is still plugged into my machine. Let me disable that real quick. Okay, now it's off. Yeah, you want to unplug it if it's plugged into your machine, so you won't get erroneous key types on your app. So right here, this guy is a little bit tricky, so I wiggled it around a little bit. So we just finished all the keycaps, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the home row. So let's go with the row 4 now. So you may be wondering why you would want to replace your ABS keycaps. If you've ever experienced or used the Kinesis with the stock keycaps for any long extended period of time, you might notice the keycaps start getting really shiny, like oily and greasy. This is relatively a new keyboard, so you won't see that much shine, but if you pull a keyboard that's been used longer than a few months, maybe 6 months or so, with heavy typing, you'll start noticing the ABS plastic start to shine and it gets like greasy looking. So you might have noticed this on your Dell keyboards as well with ABS plastic. So it just feels smooth and textureless. So a lot of people that do a lot of programming or typing don't really like that. So they'd rather replace it with a PBT textured or PBT material keycap, which offers a slightly more grainy material and also changes the sound of the keyboard, which you'll hear soon. So without further discussion, let's keep pulling caps. So I can't get a grip there, you notice that. So you don't want to. You want it to be gentle, don't kill it. So if you can't, just slide out and come in at another angle instead of diagonally, try horizontally. Let's try that. Boom. So you want to hear at least 2 clicks. That means, yeah, it didn't just slightly wiggle off. Okay, so we got row 4 down, and let's remove the row 5 keys, which are the arrows, and the braces. Whoops. Yep, there you go. So we got the keywells down. As you can see, these are Cherry Max red switches. And let's proceed with the Thump Cluster. Let me clear this out of the way first. I'm just dumping this into a depot for later. And so let's pull off the Thump Cluster now. So these are really long keycaps, so you want to make sure you. I didn't really get a good grip, but I managed to pull that off anyway. But yeah, they're a bit long, so you want to be careful with those. That was a bad one. You see, this was still managed to get it off. Great. So you don't have to be gentle, like super gentle, but you want to make sure you're not getting too much resistance or coming off at a weird angle, or you again might pull something where the keycap is still attached to the switch and you might pull the switch off. So just be aware of that. Alright, so we got all the Thump Cluster off, and let's start replacing them with our keycaps from keycaps.sh. And so here we go. Here was the R1 set. Let's just quickly sort them. There are 8 keys that are all identical except for the 3 and the 8 if you were looking at the original key switch. So 3 and 8. Yeah, that would be 9. So it would be here. So let's sort this out real quick. So they're all, you'll find 8 keys that are similar and then 2 slightly shorter keycaps. So let's place those in. 2, and the shorter key here goes into the 3, 4, 5. So yeah, that's how that is. And so place the 6 key, 7, and the 8 is shorter. And 9 key, and I believe this is the 0 key switch. Alright, so that's R1. Okay, and let's find the set for R2. So this is our R2 set. This row is all identical, so you can just replace the keys caps as you don't have to worry about having shorter keys. So one thing I didn't mention was you want to make sure that the slope of the keycap is facing towards you. So here's a keycap up close, and just make sure the slope is there, because you might get it in the other direction. So just be aware of that. So let's replace that. And just slightly push some pressure in. Nothing too crazy. You don't have to. Yep. Alright, so we got R2 done. So let's put that out of the way. Let's find the home row. So this is the home row. The stock Kinesis comes with a blue home row, but ours is a gray PBT. So it's a little bit of a slight difference. So let's just put that there. So that's the home row. That's ASDF. And you should receive 2 additional keys that are not gray. And just again, make sure the slope is towards you. And that goes into G and H. So let's G and H. It's in the home row. And that's the home row. Okay, so now let's do R4 and R5. So there are 9 keys per key well in for 4 and 5. So they're all identical, so we don't have to again worry about any type of variances in keycaps. So let's just drop that in slightly, don't force it. Boom. Two. This. Again, facing towards you. Right, so the last row of R4. So, sorry, this is R5, and so all the keys are the same. Just put that in. Oops, start post. Last key for R5 and the key wells. Right, so let's move to the side rows. So the side rows should be 8 keycaps in this set, 4 per side. So there should be 1 keycap that's taller than the other 6, or 2 that are taller than the other 6, and these go at the very top. So just comparing the 2, you'll see like it's much taller. So that goes to the top, and there's another one that goes to the other side, and the other 6 are all smaller. They're all uniform, so you don't need to worry about any variances. Yep, slight resistance there, but it finally went in. Sure it's facing towards you, slipping away. Yep, that's it. Alright, so we got the key wells done. So this is how they sound. Got the thumb cluster yet, so let's put the thumb cluster on. Last set is the thumb cluster. Alright, so you should have 4 of these keys that are sloping. You should have 4 of these keys that are the actual thumb, which are like shift and delete, or space and delete, and these go on the outside, the ones that are sloping away. So you want to make sure that, well, I'll show you with the switch that's not in yet, but you want to make sure the slope is towards the top. That makes sense. And then you'll have 2 of these that are sort of slightly angled, and you want to make sure they're angled inwards. So slight issue getting this in. There's a little bit of resistance there, so we're gonna force it. Let's see what's up. This one is giving me a bit of a problem. There it goes. Finally, it's on. Yeah, so since they're new keys and they've never been on these switches, they might have a little bit resistance. Don't press it too hard. Just make sure, just slightly press it. Okay. So then last, you'll have the higher profile keycaps, which are at the very top of the thumb cluster. There should be 4 of these. And 2 on the other side. The right cluster. And you'll have the last 4, which are 2 are slightly taller than the other 2. And let's put those in. So they sort of descend and get lower at the bottom. Okay, awesome. So that's it. You should be good to go now with your new Kinesis keycaps. And yeah, so here's a quick sound test. Let me plug this in. All right, cool. So that's it for this replacement. I hope this was informative, and if you have any questions, check us out or reach out to us via email at keyboard or keycap.sh. That's the website, or send us an email at support@keycap.sh. That's keycap.sh. All right, thank you.